All right, everybody, it's the late night, all day podcast with your host here, AJ Graham, aka Alonzo Jules. And as you can see, Jamie is not with me today. She is on her bridal shower or bachelorette party. I can't remember which one. Congratulations to her. But today I got my best friend here, Marlena Anderson, aka Prissy Pinkston. How you doing today,
Hello,
Marlena?
hello, hello. Thank you for having me here. I'm on the other side now. Last time I was on the one side of being interviewed. Today I'm about to host. Yay!
Yeah, so today is it's been a crazy news cycle recently. We had those people trapped in the subway. I'm sorry, not subway, submarine.
The submarine.
Submarine
You mean the water coffin?
water coffin. I mean, shit.
Where?
Somebody was like, "Hey, you know what? We at Home Depot. You know what? I'm making me a submarine today. That's what I'm doing
like a like a model car, like one of
like
the
a
model
model car.
airplanes.
What's up,
God.
Storm?
Oh.
So uh, they were trying to go see the Titanic for whatever fucking reason. They paid $250,000 for this person to take them down.
Each?
I don't know if it was each. If it was each, god damn. I mean, that's how much you paying to have people take you out. Hey, I can take you out for half the price.
Man.
Hey, sign this
And they got
contract.
mad at Dr. Kevorkian. I
I
mean,
mean,
come on.
hey, seriously though. So
Jeez.
it came out a couple hours ago that their cabin lost pressure. And there's a lot of we're gonna punch up at billionaires. These people were rich, billionaire. They wanted to go down the Titanic because rich people have nothing better to do with their money. So let's go look at the Titanic or whatever.
Yeah,
I,
another water coffin of
another water call.
just why, of all the things to discover, still here on the crust of the earth. You know what I mean? You want to go deep in the bowels of the earth where, if as historical as the Titanic is, you think they wouldn't have brought that up? Like, try to get it out of the ocean, even for it to be on display. I mean, they have the Bonnie and Clyde's car on display, the shot up car that they have
I
in
think
a
that
museum. You don't
yeah,
think that they could have thought to bring the Titanic up so that it can be a historic monument or whatever they want to make it? But no, they couldn't.
it's
So
I think it's a little too difficult to bring it up. James Cameron did go down there, but he had a proper vessel to do so.
right. Probably had something where the government even would have approved for their own sailors to get on. I mean, if
Right.
anything, with that amount of money being paid, that tells me that this company, at least maybe they wouldn't have gone all the way to the Titanic, but maybe they were doing some type of tour, right? Where they explore the sea and we can go as far as the Titanic if it allows, and maybe somebody just didn't want to go that deep down. Maybe they were just going along where it was safe, right? But here go the billionaires. We can do whatever we want. You sure can.
Right. I mean, kind of what Chico's saying here. White folks really be bored and they protected life. They go looking for trouble. That
For real. Seriously.
that's what it
I'm
looks like.
sorry.
And there's a bunch of different feelings going around on the internet. There's a bunch of people making jokes. The internet is going to make jokes regardless of what happens
About anything.
about anything. It's not
Anything.
about it don't race, color, class. It don't matter. The internet's going to make memes and jokes about the shit. So that's besides the fact. You got a lot of people happy at their despair because they're rich, and that's kind of like it's dark, but it comes from a place of
The have nots.
the have-nots. Like, well, shit. No, now you got you wanted to go be part of the Titanic. There you go. You're part
I
of the
mean,
Titanic.
250K can still buy a condo. Not in the best area of California, but it can still buy one. And you're over
Right.
here just spending that for, I mean, let's just say the expedition had gone according to plan. You spent that for what? A 3 hour tour? Like, come on now. Like, come on. I'm sorry. My
Damn.
bad. I'm not
All,
gonna work with these jokes. My
all
bad.
during all during seafood boil season.
Damn it.
So
Goodness.
there was a lot of people pushing back. How dare you people laugh at these people and all this stuff? And it's like, oh my
I
family.
bet
What
they've
if it was?
laughed at us for much pity, like just less. Oh, look at these poor people. They're
Oh,
starving.
I'm sure they were some of them. Oh, look at all those poor people. They got to go to work every day. Oh, that's how sad.
Yeah, let's just say they didn't believe in altruism. Let's
I
just put it
mean,
that way.
I don't think there's any billionaires that are kind. I don't think you can make $1 billion without being a kind person. You gotta step on some toes. You gotta cut some throats. That's
Literally, probably. Who knows?
seriously.
Who knows?
The storm saying I would have laughed at my family too. What
You see what
I
you did?
like there go this motherfucker. Of course he did.
Damn.
I mean, I got people laughing at me for doing dumb shit in my working class life. I mean, hey, but
I mean, that's a real, I don't want to say, it's just a really stupid way to die. Sorry.
it's
Being
very
an ass is a
avoidable. It's very
stupid
avoidable.
way to die.
It's a very avoidable way to die.
It is.
So
It's like, oh, they were such an adventurers and they did this and they did that. Well, yeah, you did died doing what you love. Good for you, I guess. Like, I just would have spent my money a little bit different. I probably,
that's just
would have done
me.
that.
But then I mean, it's also the vessel. Like it was controlled with a Xbox controller.
X, that would have been done. I would have been like, is this a simulated tour or what? What are we doing? You're gonna freaking operate this with a third party Xbox remote?
Like, hey, look, you know what? I changed my mind. You ain't even got to
Somebody
refund me
did.
off.
Somebody actually did. Once there was someone that was supposed to be on the submarine with them, and they were like looking like, I'm a head out. I think I'm not gonna do this. But you know what? Tell me, take
I'm
pictures, have fun. Tell me how it went.
I'm good,
Yeah, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go. That would have been
man.
me. I'm not gonna go. Well,
Man,
you spent the money. That's fine.
if 10 people told me it's not a good idea, and I still did it, no need to feel sorry for me. I was an idiot,
Facts. It is what it
man.
is.
Storm over here talking about my dating life, and that's a good segue to
Boom.
get into what we're talking about today. so today is gonna get a little snippy. I apologize for nothing. Uh, why is dating so difficult in the modern world? I have seen, back in the day, and before the 2000s, I'll say, people just seem to get in relationships and get married, and that was just it. It didn't seem like it was so hard for prior generations. So why is it so hard for millennials and Gen Z to get into relationships? And I feel one of the biggest culprits, probably the biggest culprit, is our economic situation.
Oh yeah.
We don't have time. Like, you know, we're probably going to talk about online dating, which I'm going to bring up right now. But this is all dating. It's all under the umbrella of dating anyway. If you have a job, if you work at a restaurant from 3 to 11 or whatever, oh, that's terrible hours. Good lord.
Sheesh.
Did
Swinging
I give myself
shifts. Ain't
gave
nothing
myself
swinging if you work in the swing shift. I'm just
gave
saying.
myself gave myself PTSD thinking about that joke.
Goodness.
But shit. But if you're working 3 to 11, you're probably not really getting a chance to really meet people. So what do? You hop on Bumble, you hop on Tinder, you hop on Hinge, and see what you can find. And truth be told, a lot of us, no, I don't say a lot of us, a lot of you that have been on the dating sites, you've probably matched with somebody who was sitting on the toilet while they were on the dating site. Like, oh yeah, she's cute, cool. Let me go to Messenger. They've been on the toilet the whole time because
Mm-hmm.
as a millennial, You got to multitask. You have to do multiple things at one time.
Yeah. I mean,
So
the economy. I mean, even I feel like, especially as a millennial, a lot of us are playing catch up, right? Like, according to society, you're supposed to at least meet and be courting seriously someone at like 25 at the very latest, right?
mhm,
You're too young to get married at like 23, you know what I mean, or anything like that. But you should at least have somebody that you're interested in at 25. So by like 26, 27, you have more,
somebody stable.
getting married. But I feel like, to your point with the economy, with even, it's crazy to even try to correlate, but things like student loans and things like, housing in certain areas where, inflation, and it's just, it's really hard to court people or date people or have that initial fun with people. And then there's this certain expectation, right? That's really unrealistic if you think about it. If we're so, a lot of us are all in the same boat. We have this expectation of, I guess, whoever that other person is, be it male or female, pulling us out of a situation. Most of us get it.
Mhm.
Well, a lot of people get into situations, speaking of economy, because, especially women, it is what it is, right? Because economically, and historically, we're taken care of, right? So if we're looking for someone who can take care of themselves and us and the things we like and the things they like, that's who we're looking for. But it's very unrealistic, especially in this country and in this economy, to expect one person to bear the burden of entertainment and your lifestyle. It's really hard in this economy. It really is.
And heaven forbid you live somewhere like LA or New York where it's just
Classism.
yeah,
Classism. And then there's just this ego, pride like thing. And speaking of pride, I think, in addition to the economy, dating is hard because a lot of people who are single and a lot of people who are dating, in my opinion, um, aren't all the way fully healed. And so they're going with
yeah,
people, are trying to find someone, almost like a numbing ointment or something, to kind of take their mind off of whatever
like a
bullshit that
drug.
they're going through, regardless if it's another relationship that they're getting over or whatever that life event that's, causing a struggle or something is. Like, okay, I met this person online or whatever it is, right? And now we're just using this person as a pill to, but once your shit is taken care of, you're realizing, well, maybe it's not you that I want. And then now this person has been invested in you or whatever it is, but you're not feeling it because you weren't really yourself or all the way that person who you should have
Right,
been when you were dating that person. So we're not giving
right.
ourselves, and I'm guilty of that, um, not giving myself time to heal, not necessarily getting under someone else, but just even entertaining someone,
Hmm.
is like, no, I just need to chill for a minute. I should probably not um, even try to bring anybody, which is selfish, right? To bring anybody into what this is happening right now, because I wouldn't be my best self, and they're not going to like me at the end of this. Um,
Right. Are you able to see the comments?
no, I'm not.
Uh, should
Nope, not able to see the comments, but I think I just messed myself up. Whoops. Can we? Okay, we're still on. No,
yeah.
I
Okay.
can't see the comments.
Okay. Should be able to. Do you have your phone this way?
Yes.
Oh,
Is that
okay.
why?
Yeah, because if you have it sideways, you can see the
Oh,
comments. Oh
that's a
well.
mobile product, a product error.
Yeah.
Hi, Camille.
So that kind of segues into what another reason why I feel dating has gotten so hard. We have more choices than ever, and it's the illusion of choice.
Right.
Before also going to bring the internet into this because it's part of it. It's as much as people don't want to say, and much as I hate saying it, social media has a lot to do with it because before it's the illusion of choice. So if it's just you're just meeting people in person, oh, I'm talking to these three women right here. I'm going to choose between these three women, opposed to you have your social media, which you have hundreds of women. You got dating sites, you got hundreds of women. So now your horizon's more broad. So now you're like, well, can I find somebody better than this person? So we're always thinking. A lot of people might be thinking the grass is greener on the other side,
True.
and that has a lot to do with it too. Storm is saying here, hookup culture killed dating.
But I think dating was dying before a hookup culture came in, but people still have needs. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah,
there's a lot of factors that come in. Just to kind of, I don't know. To me, I feel like when online dating came around, it was so new that it was actually possible. People
right.
were actually genuine and actually curious about how this worked, and then you saw a lot of actual meaningful relationships coming out of these online dating sites. But as it aged, it became a sewer. You know what I mean? It became a cesspool of
Another.
broken people, scammers, people that don't really have a really a want to be on there, but it's a social media outlet, so they're just putting themselves on there anyway. Um, so it's kind of hard to look and see who's actually genuine, right? And then there's people who play games on there, like literally will meet you, literally will take you out, literally will do things that make it seem like you're heading somewhere, and then all of a sudden they'll ghost you or whatever the whatever the issue
uh,
is.
man, I recently had a situation like that. I go out with a young lady when Saturday. No, I met her on a Thursday. We went out on a Saturday. She hit me up on Monday. Hey, let's go here for our second date. And I was like, hey, do you want me to come to Hollywood or are you gonna come to Pasadena? She's like, I'm not sure yet. Within 30 minutes, she texts me back, hey, I know this sounds wishy washy, but I don't want to date.
After she said,
After
"Oh no,
after she was the one
see,"
after she was the one that was
after
like
she was the one.
our second date. I didn't really invest too much in this woman, so I didn't care about her. I didn't care about her. Also, to be real, I wasn't really sexually attracted to her. Like when she was talking, she had some stuff in her corner of her mouth. I didn't really like that. I know that might be kind of Marcus Graham, from Boomerang right now,
Well,
but
see, that's
but
what
still though,
happens when you're ultra sensitive, right?
but crap in your lip in your
You
mouth
could have
though,
told
like
her. You could have been like, "Hey, what if that was a trick for you?" Like she was like, "I'm gonna put this in my corner of my mouth." And if he says something, he's the one. But he ain't say shit. So we can't have no second date. I'm just
I was like,
kidding.
I was
That's
just,
awful.
I
He don't have my
that was just
back the way
bad.
I need him to.
So yeah, Camille says here she met her husband online. I remember my family being scared that I met someone online, different times. I mean, it was that too. Back in the day, way back when the internet first started, it was like you meet somebody off the internet. You sure that's them? They're gonna
Yeah,
kidnap
but
you and
you're really
kill
taking
you.
their word for it about pictures and text. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have video calls and all that stuff and that verifiable method to like actually probably get to humanize that person a lot more. You just kind of, so I can imagine. I didn't go on no damn online date. Shit. I don't know. It took a long time. And now I just vow not to do it. I won't, I will not. It will not. I will
I
not.
I've been using the internet for a long time. I mean, I met the girl, my first kiss online. I met her on Napster of all places.
Napster, the music
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. They had a little chat room where you can talk to people while you're downloading your music, and we got to talking.
See,
And
you, that's a little bit because if you think about it, right? I mean, obviously they have all kinds of apps and programs and things to join now. But I feel like that's a little bit more organic, if you will, meeting somebody on Napster that you guys weren't even planning on having any type of, I mean, I don't think you were planning on having any type of romantic interest, but then all of a sudden, look at fate. You know what I mean? And look at what happened.
Right.
Whereas these Tinders and these Bumbles and these Plenty of Fish and eHarmony and Match and I don't know, I'm pretty sure there's so many more. You know, they have, it's targeted for that. We know that we're going into this app or this website with the intent to at least hook up with somebody. To
Right.
at least hook up with
Right.
somebody.
You know that my sister-in-law met her husband via online video game. Well, see,
A lot
then
of
that
people
go,
meet their spouses like that, huh?
and that kind of goes to what kind of what you're saying with Napster. There was already a common ground. Like, oh, we both like music.
Yeah.
Her sister-in-law, oh, they both like video games. They like the same video game. So you already have
Right.
like
So
that.
there's a commonality there. And I think we talked about this before. Like, and it's kind of hard, right, with online sites because they're literally going off of people's physical appearance, right?
Right.
And it's how often do people actually read profiles and care about interests and things like that? I'm sure they do, but initially, no one gives a shit about that, especially right now when you should, though. You should absolutely give a shit about people and what they're interested in because you're going
I
to
think
waste your time with people who don't share the commonalities with you, and then you're just like, this person's boring.
right.
Or whatever it is, and then you're back in here frustrated. And then also, I want this kind of off, trust, right?
Mm.
Most of us go into relationships or any type of like these new things,
New people. Yeah.
wall up, guard. And so we're not even liking you to begin with. I don't trust you. I don't even like you yet. You know what I mean? So we're already going in there
I low key
apprehensive.
hate you.
And so the slightest thing that this person does, it can be a big thing, all right, or it can be a really small thing, and I'm good. How many times have I been like, you know, they on the chopping block? I don't know about this. This is not gonna work. Why? Because
A, a lot of
I don't like the way he was chewing his damn steak at the damn dinner table.
a
You know
lot
what
of
I
niggas
mean?
got
Like,
their heads cut off. Yeah, Camille was saying not often unless you write some outlandish funny shit in your description talking about
right.
the
And I'll be the first one to admit, Camille, like I didn't find that like the funny stuff. Like, oh, that's cute, but I didn't swipe on them. Being honest, like, you're corny.
I think I
Corny
think
as
women
hell.
I think women are more likely to read a bio than men.
They are. We are because we're more inquisitive. We want to know what are we getting ourselves into. One for safety.
Right.
One for that. Number two for like, all right, he cute, but let's see what else he got. What does he do for a living? What does he do this? What does he have kids? What are his goals for this? We want to know everything within that dang
That
within that
bio.
profile. And because that's what it's
Yeah.
for. That's what it's
Right.
for.
But I mean that goes to what we're talking about here. That's what's making it harder. Like I've heard women say like you match with a guy, he starts asking you all the questions that already answered in your fucking bio. Like you didn't read the bio.
You didn't read it. And that makes me
I
not
read.
want to talk to you because
I,
you're not paying attention.
I mean, guys don't read. We also don't do a very good job. We don't do a very good job at listening. I'm guilty of that myself. I think there's Marlena to tell you like you didn't listen to what she was saying, and I mean I'm guilty of that. That's been something that's been making
Well,
dating hard as well.
I think in general, especially when you're not you, but just people in general, like we oftentimes try to fit ovals into square pieces, or ovals into circles. That's a better
Right.
way. Ovals into
Yeah.
circles because it looks like it can fit, but it doesn't fit. Just because it looks like it can fit, it doesn't actually fit. So
Mm.
I feel like with the communication thing, I think I say this all the time, not because I just say this to you. I just really just go by this. Like, I don't give a fuck what they say. Stuff. I don't care what they say, right? I don't care
Right.
what they say. It's what you just did. And it's not what have you done for me, it's what you are doing. It's your
Right.
actions. If you said to me right now, Marlena, we're not doing a podcast right now. You literally just said that. But we actually are doing a podcast. So why should I listen to what the hell you just said when you're not aligned with what you're actually doing?
Right.
You know?
Right.
The chick can have her mugshot on her. For real. Yeah, they can.
But yeah, I mean, me personally, I have to do better at reading the actions. I was I don't even know what to call it, chasing a young lady who would say one thing but be doing another, and that gets frustrating because it's like you wanna believe in this person. Like, come on, man, I'm rooting for you. Like, all these people are saying all this stuff about you, and I know you're not like that. And come on, like, prove them wrong. But they never do.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm not trying hard for no damn body in the beginning. I'm being dead ass. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm giving you the same energy that you're gonna give me. Because if I'm not important to you right now, it's fine. I'm not supposed to be important to you in the beginning. I don't
Right.
know you. You don't know me. But it's interest, right? If you have an interest in someone, regardless if you're in love with them or not, and initially you're probably not in love with them yet, but you're interested in them. You behave a certain way. You want to make time for that person. You freaking uh it's almost like a schedule for them. You may not talk to them every day, but you're going to talk to them and you're going to actually plan and you're actually going to execute whatever that plan was, right?
Right.
Uh, but it's hard. I think the biggest thing is communication, right? We all say what we want, but we never say what we don't want because we don't want to sound like, people don't want, like, oh, I don't want there to be a serial killer. Well, of course you're not going to say that you're a serial killer, but no one's going to say that they're a flake.
Right.
No one's going to say that they're, they pee in the bed when they get drunk. You know what I mean? Like, no one's gonna say that. They're gonna have to, no one's gonna say initially, unless yeah, I guess these days people are a lot more open, but no one's gonna say initially that they're married. No one's gonna say initially that they only just want you for that one night stand. They'll talk to you long enough just so they can meet you in person, fuck you, and leave. And I've seen, women, a lot of coworkers be coming into work, crying and shit because they're over here like, I don't know what happened. I'm like, well, I mean, he don't show up to nothing. He don't congratulate or follow up with anything that was outside of anything and you're wanting to, more. But he's not showing that. Right. So that's
Right.
what makes it hard because then you're going inside something else hurt because of the last person. And then you're putting too much of your expectation on the next person, which might just make them uncomfortable. There's just like this big ass cycle of we need to heal.
Speaking of cycles, this is one that I don't know. I might be reaching. You guys can tell me if I am or not. But my gender is making it difficult for me personally because women are becoming jaded with men. Like, I've seen numerous times on social media, women are saying like things like, "Oh, I'm cursed with heterosexuality. I wish
I
I
said
wasn't
that.
attracted to men." So it's like, what am I supposed to do when I'm already guilty by association? I already got one strike. So it's like that makes it harder for with men who do have good intentions, just already guilty by association. So how do you even? I don't even know how to work around that.
Um,
Then you end up overcompensating,
well, that's just it.
and
You shouldn't overcompensate. Even still, overcompensating is overwhelming. Anything with
yeah,
over is over. That's too much. And so I think that, again, communication. Ask people, ask these women, or ask whoever, like, what do you think about this? Like, what's been so hard about men for you? Just ask. or
That's true.
ask, just and they'll tell you. You pretty much probably know already. But then you can have something to go by, like it's almost like now that's on the table. How can like what will make us different? You know? And then she'd be like, I don't know, we gotta see. You know what I mean? Or something like that. you know, but if when people are willing to have those actual conversations and not what's your favorite color and not what's what's the best place that you've ever been for a date and why did even asking somebody why they broke up with their ex is not going to help with the next relationship. It's just going to make them bitter and uncomfortable about talking about something and not really saying like so or even following up. So how did you recover from that? That's a good reason. That's something that you should ask because I'm not trying to be nobody's fucking cleanup woman. I'm really not. I am not. And I've been there. I've been there when twice. I've been there when someone was literally going through a divorce, literally separated, but it was a very nasty, horrible divorce. I'm talking like this could be on some TV miniseries, like the ex-wife was dating the bank manager so that she can get to her ex-husband's bank account.
That's a movie shit. That is a movie shit.
And I'm over here like, I know that I'm a breath of fresh air for you, but you're choking the fuck out of me. This is very, very daunting for me. This is a very big task for me to have to watch you go through your ups and downs with your fucking ex-wife because you want to date during this bullshit. Why is that fair
Right.
to me? That's not fair. You
That's
know?
the same dude that gave the gerbil or
Listen,
whatever.
yes. It's the same guy. that yes, the same guy, right? You're supposed to be dating someone else or doing whatever it is, but you're sitting here doing shit to make your ex mad in front of me. Like, yeah, just wait a minute, real quick. You know what I mean? Let me go do something real petty, real quick, and then come back and we can go have dinner. Like, what the hell?
Just real messy. Kind of like what Camille saying here. I had a date that turned into a full blown therapy session. Dude was broken.
Mm-hmm. I got one for you. I dated someone who I'm at the time because, like I said, this. Like after that divorce situation, I didn't want to date anybody else who was fresh out of a freaking relationship, be it a marriage or any type of relationship where it was like an actual serious committed relationship. So unbeknownst to me, this person had just got out of their relationship 4 months prior to meeting me, but we matched. We were really cool, and he was a very cool person. But he was still hurting because he was in that relationship for 10 years and she just up and left for whatever reason, whatever. But he was referring to her all the time. He would refer to her, I don't have nothing. You're fucking dating me and I'm everything, goddammit. Like
Second to none, nigga.
it's like, no, and I'm not saying that I'm a replacement. I don't replace. I completely get rid of anything that was there and start the way the fuck over. Like I'm not an insurance policy. I don't
Right.
reimburse. You know what I mean? That's not me. I am a totally new person and I'm tired of hearing about this person. But not only did he break up with her, he had to break up with his side chick as well. So they were dealing with this
That's
guy who wasn't dealing with the side chick while he was dealing with me. I do know this. But because he was dealing with me and not now, so the other girl was out of the way, right? So she thought that she was going to be able, like, okay, well, she's going out. Well, who the fuck is this? Who am I, right? So she wanted to cause all kinds of problems, and he was like, I'm not going to let her come between us. But, long story short, I witnessed two breakups. Two breakups. In hindsight, I'm like, one would be like, I'm good. But, we try. We're not we want certain things to be a certain way because that person is quote unquote acting right within that time frame that you have their attention, right? And
right.
so we're not going to factor in the other bullshit that's taking place over there while they're right here in front of us. And I said I'm not doing that shit no more. That's not happening. I'd rather be alone, honestly, than to deal with anyone in their broken ass heart. To be honest, I'm good.
And it's a sad situation because a lot of these people don't realize that they probably just need to be alone for a second, gather yourself, or maybe even get some therapy. They just
Yeah.
feel like they got to find somebody else to fill that void. I want to make myself feel good, feel better. Over here, sounding like Holly Berry in a
Yep.
Monsters Ball. Make me feel
Make me feel good.
And
Seriously though, it's selfish. It's selfish and toxic, and then people wonder, right, why it's hard because nobody wants to deal with bullshit, and that's a lot of bullshit that you have to sift through to find that diamond, right, or to find that treasure that you're looking for, and it's tiring, especially with all these sex toys and stuff out there. You ain't gotta deal with all that.
it is the age of the sex toy. The
You
sex
know,
toys
you ain't gotta
are
deal with all
evolving. They are evolving.
that.
So there's another caveat to why dating is hard. That maybe I don't know if this is a exclusive AJ problem or might be everybody's problem. But there's a lot of conversation that goes on social media with women saying they want this, they want that, and they want this, and then so you're like, okay, well I'll do this, but then they actually don't like that. So I don't understand why there's so much. Why are people broadcasting these things that they want when it's not true?
Are you saying that a specific person says online that they want something, and that same person that you tried to give that to that person and it wasn't exactly what they wanted?
I mean, it's been that, but it's usually like just like broad stuff, like saying the whole, oh, I want a man to take control. But then when one comes around and takes control, you don't. You're saying that he's controlling or overbearing or moving too fast or whatever.
I think it depends. I think there's levels to a control, right? There's
Mm.
always intensity levels that people can deal with. You can be a man in control can be like literally a bad person. Like, I don't want you talking to them niggas. You better not have no brothers. You know what I mean? Like it could be something like that, right? Or it can be the control. Like, I want a man that takes control in the bedroom, right? Or I want a man that takes control. Like, listen, you ain't got to worry about dinner tonight, or I took care of some problem you were having. I'm not saying for me, but I'm saying just in general, what control that can be totally, different things. And that's another thing. Like, nobody asks second or third level like follow-up questions if they don't understand something. They just take that for I want me to take control. Well, okay. Like, no, what does she mean by that? Take control. Like, I want him to be like, baby, go get dressed. I'm gonna come and get you at 7. We're about to go to eat dinner at this place, and then we're gonna go listen to some music. That's taking control. But I'm like, okay, And
Right.
so it just really depends. Like, what do you need to have controlled?
True. But then on the flip side, to actually the complete opposite of what I'm talking about, are we both men and women? Are we both guilty of painting each other with this broad brush?
Yes, I've
And
always
I think
said you can't. There's no template. You shouldn't use a
right,
template for everybody. Especially me. I'm so impervious to damn near everything. You can be the finest of the fine, man. And you know this about me, AJ. There was actually this dude. He lives in the inland empire, but no, that's not the problem. But like he literally said hi, and I'm like, this isn't gonna work.
where'd you say he lived?
Stop it.
No, I know I
Inland
didn't.
empire.
Oh,
But
oh, oh, yeah,
he
yeah,
said
yeah.
hi. Like, I mean, it was a little bit more than the hi. There was a hi. What's up? good in you. This isn't gonna work. I can tell now that you're not,
Nope.
like, and I don't know if it's
You've
just
been
about me,
eliminated.
huh?
Yeah. You've been eliminated.
Just, it's just, you're gonna be
you next that
boring. I'm gonna be
you next that
weird
nigga
to
as soon as he
you.
got off the bus. You next him as soon as he got off the bus.
Yep. Gotta,
During
what?
during his freeze frame. Remember like that girl that fell off the bus and they
Yes.
freeze framed
That's
like the way she was
rude.
like and then the dude next to her as soon as they went to the next scene. Poor girl.
Poor
She's
girl.
lucky she's lucky that wasn't nowadays. She'd be viral like a motherfucker.
Whew. Man, telling you. Well, I mean, again, there's no template. And I think that's another thing that people try to use their tricks in their bag and they're not paying attention to who it is that they're trying to bag, you know?
But yeah, like going to what you're saying, the templates, the quintessential pick me's and manosphere niggas who are pretty much the same person of the same coin. They try to fit everybody into a template. That's their biggest problem. The pick me type women are the ones that are like, you know, men like this, so be this way.
They don't even really
No.
know how to be that way. Because if they really, really, if that worked, they would have someone.
Right.
Again, template. I'm a cook for him. Bitch, what if you can't cook?
What
I'm
if you're
gonna do
cooking is
this. I'm gonna do
nasty?
that. What if that's not what he wants? What if he wants to be the person that cooks? What if what if you have to ask the person that you're with? And I get tired of people that be online under these posts saying what they are. You know what I mean? If you really want to stand out, slide up in the DMs and ask questions. Like, were you serious about this? And what did whatever, But half the time,
Right.
these people aren't serious on these posts. Half the time, these people will dead ass post something that they completely do not believe themselves, right? And post
There's
it,
a
it'll
lot.
go viral, whatever it is, and then they'll follow up. Like these aren't my thoughts, right? This is just something that I thought was funny to share. And then now you got all these people in their feels up under some shit that this person didn't even freaking mean. And you got real people really putting their actual input on some shit that somebody didn't even freaking mean. And it's that sounds like dating.
Yeah.
Sounds
you
like
know,
dating.
there's a lot of one of the biggest type posts that I see is like, man's supposed to pay for everything. And that's always that divides men into thinking like, no, I don't, or I wish I could. And there's a very few select there that actually can because like I said, economy sucks. Nobody's out
Or
here
if I do this, they better.
right. Oh, that's always such an awkward one to me. And I don't like having awkward situations with women. I try my hardest to put things, up front. Like when I went to Vegas for my birthday that year, you know, um, I came up on quite a bit of money. Decided I wanted to go to Vegas. I wanted to go with a woman. I asked a couple women who wanted to, who I was already cool with, like, hey, go to Vegas with me, be my girlfriend for the weekend. That does include, physical activities. You know, they politely decline, but I'd rather them do that than me. Oh, we get to the room and there's one bed, and she's like, where am I going to sleep?
Right.
Now look at you. You didn't fuck up the whole weekend before you even started.
Right. Right.
So yeah, like I don't like that type of thing. That's like entrapment or something. I don't know. I don't like that shit.
It reminds me,
So
like, I remember I saw this, and every now and again, these types of stories go viral. You see it on like Shade Room and stuff like that, where
mm,
a woman will get flued out somewhere,
flew out.
and you know, for whatever reason, she's out there because obviously we all have the right to say no. Even if somebody flies us out somewhere, pays whatever money, there shouldn't ever be an expectation. There should be an anticipation, maybe, but anticipations might not go as according to plan, right? But an expectation is not acceptable in a situation like that. And I think out of, as much as guys be like, oh, she's just a gold digger, I really believe that you guys care about money more than what we do. Because y'all get real mad when y'all gotta part ways with it, or when you do part ways with it and you want our bodies in exchange for it. And that shit don't make no sense to me. I figure like if I'm sleeping with you after we just had this good time, it's because you made me feel good enough to want to do that with you. It's not because I fucking ate some fucking food that you bought. Is that
Right.
shouldn't even be a thing. It is very immature emotionally of anyone who believes that. Anyone who believes that, you should part ways with your body just because somebody took you on some date. And if that's hard for you, then you should probably try to think about going Dutch or something the first night or whatever that's going to do, or,
Right.
and then also kind of weeds out people as well. Like, I'm not paying for this, you can, people who just want to go out with you just so they can get that meal. That's another way to it as well. It's not just guys, even we going out just so they can freaking eat. I've done that once when I was like 22, but it happens.
I have been the victim of that a couple times. And with this one particular woman, I was like, yeah, she just used me to go. She just wanted to go out. Because like, she was real nice when we went out and everything, and she went live while we were out. And
Oh,
when
that's
she went live while we were out and didn't put the camera on me, I was like,
or
I
that
got
time
got.
when a certain
I got
somebody
got.
took a picture of the damn receipt.
Man, this one, yeah, we was in Nigeria. Go to this nice little Arabian, not was Arabian Neeks, something like that.
Mediterranean.
It's a Mediterranean place. I can't forgot how I said it. Forgot how I said the name. You know, bill came was $120, which in America that's like about the
Kind
normal
of
price of
standard for the type of restaurant that it was and what we
right.
thought.
And it was two of us. We got drinks and appetizers and main course and dessert and all that stuff. So I'm like 120, whatever. So bill comes, they give me the receipt, and I'm just like kicking back in the little seat, and I see her like taking pictures of the receipt. I'm like,
Like really, like
yeah,
possessively,
like
like she's scanning
what
it
the
in
fuck
or
is that?
like
Like
it's
what is it?
into it.
You getting some points or something? Like what is this? So I go look at her.
I text this. This is tacky. Just so you know, this is very tacky.
Yeah, and then then I go and see her on her story, and she's posting the receipt everywhere. I'm like, man, I actually told her. I told her actually after I seen that, I was like, yeah, you know what? I actually don't have a lot of money left. I don't think I could be like accommodating to you for the rest of the time I'm here. So let's go ahead and part.
And she said, "Kay."
She's like, bye. She was like, you ain't got the Naira? Sayonara.
Right?
Oh
Ah,
shit.
damn.
Might have to use that one somewhere. Hey, you get Percy Pinkston, CEO of Russia Entertainment, by the way. Make sure
Oh
y'all
yeah.
know. Go ahead and follow them as well. But yeah, man, I couldn't do that one. I was like, nah. I'm not one of those guys like, oh, she's gold digger and all that stuff. But that one, I was like, hey, you kind of look like a gold digger right now.
Looking like
She
looking
took
like
my,
an
she took,
is are two different things, AJ. She is. She is. Not even was. I'm pretty sure
talked
she
me up out of
still is.
my man. Probably she ain't on my. I don't know. I don't know what happened to her. What I don't.
I don't either. Let's just
She
that was
was,
funny. She took a picture of the receipt.
that was, I don't see, I don't think I'll ever see that in the States, though. At least
You'll
not to
see it.
that extent. At least
Not,
it'll
but
be
you
a
won't
little
see it
more.
for $120. You'll see it for more than that from somebody who got flued out
Actually,
somewhere.
yeah, that's true. Because I have seen people post their receipts of like, oh, we got bottle service, and the check came, it was thousands of dollars and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, they're gonna post that. They're gonna post that. But
Actually, if I
it was just the way she did it so
like, nigga, I'm still
open,
here. Yeah,
like like
I can see
okay.
you.
Right. Like, so tell us that you're not here for him without telling us you're not here for him. You're like, come on now.
So, are there any other dating hardships on the woman on the women's side for you that you're like, we need to do better with this?
We need to stop having like women, like
Yeah,
my okay.
yeah,
Uh I believe we as women need to reevaluate our expectations in men, especially when going back to the economy. I'm quick to say I think it's the modern woman, right? I think it's unfair this day and age, especially knowing that the average American does not make six figures or more, right? So to expect a lifestyle that requires six figures or more, but you don't contribute to making that six figures or going above and beyond those six figures, I think it's unfair to expect that lifestyle from men, knowing what we all know to be true about our economy and what jobs pay, because we all complain about it, right?
right.
Um, we also need to qualify ourselves better for that man that we actually want. You know, these days, since titties and ass and all that stuff is just so in your face, it's not valuable anymore. It's just not.
The
Uh,
value for it has gone down.
it has, like, it doesn't. I mean, obviously, right? Our pheromones. If you're in the room with somebody and they over here like, let's go, and you're attracted to them, that's something different. But like, just in general, right? It takes more to keep somebody than just your physical appearance. You have to stimulate their minds. You have to, but men's minds need to be stimulated as well. It's not just, the looks. And that's something another thing that a lot of women are one dimensional with. We think that our looks just kind of get us by, and for the most part, it kind of does. But then a lot of single women are attractive women.
Right, right.
What you say?
There's nothing wrong with
Yeah,
TNA and
yes,
makeup.
exactly. What makes you
It's what makes
special?
you special.
What makes you who you are? What makes you that contribution, honestly, to a family? If you're gonna have one, if you're trying to be with somebody long term, like you're trying to be a real part of my life, or I'm thinking about this person leading or living life with me. And if you're, I mean, age takes away beauty, all those things, right? But
Anything. I mean,
anything,
you
yeah,
can,
anything can do it. But
yeah,
you're who you are is always going to win over anything. But you have to find that compatible person. Not everybody is for you just because they're pretty to you, or just because you're fine to them. People can have like, you know, there's a lot of things that we need to qualify ourselves for. If you're over here, not knowing what to do with 100K rather other than spending it, ain't nobody gonna want you because they ain't gonna have the 100K no more. You
right.
know, you're gonna get rid of my comma. Like what we
My comma,
my comma.
my comma in my bank account. Come back.
No, and don't nobody want anybody. I don't care if it's a woman or not taking what they earned. That's not an option. You know.
Yeah, like that whole going 50-50 conversation comes to mind. Also, there's a lot of women I see often on social media where it's like, they'll have the question like, if the bills are this much, how much should the man pay? It's like 100%. Like, God damn, 100%. Like in this economy, and like you said, not everybody's making $100,000 a year. And would I like to be able to do that? Of course, but it's not realistic.
Right.
It's supposed to be a partnership, and that's what marriage and relationships are about. It's about a partnership, and if you find somebody that you click enough with that you want to intermingle your finances, That's a conversation that you need to have before you guys get together. Because I don't think there's anybody on this planet that just gets with somebody and be like, all right, we're married. Now what's our finances going to be like? Because that might be a rude awakening
There's
right
people
there.
that are like that. There's a lot of people that don't even talk
Mm,
about finances when they get married. There's a
that's so
lot of people,
ridiculous.
and that's how you end up with women, right? Because there's a women that, for whatever reason, unfortunately, their husband passes away, and they don't know what the fuck to do with themselves. They don't know what to do with their books. They don't have know what to do with the mortgage. They don't know. Well, my husband needs it. You know how many times I've heard when people are trying to list their home because like their husband is passed away or whatever. They're trying to, this is really overwhelming. They're already dealing with the death, but the
Right.
business side of it. My man, my husband he was the one that always wrote the checks. He was the one that always, paid the bills. He was the one that always made the financial decisions. And now you just stupid, not knowing what the hell to do. And you still got the rest of your life to deal with. So
Right.
how is
Like,
that fair to him?
that's a very,
You probably contribute to killing him, honestly, in the stressful part of it. Like he can't depend on you to be able to make some of these sound decisions with him. And
right.
maybe that's just how it was. I don't know. There's got to be a financial bust. For real. I don't eat eggs though. So I'm saving these dollars.
But, that happened with my grandparents because it's a very, like, dated way of thinking. Like, the man take care of everything. My grandfather took care of everything. He passed away, and my grandmother was like, what do I do now? And
Yeah, because
after
it's
watching that,
overwhelming.
I was like, I can't, whatever woman I end up with, I can't let her be that way.
Yeah, it's best to be knowledgeable.
Right. I hate to be down like that. Relied on a man on my life. Now I don't know how to function yet. Nah,
That
man.
is
Like,
a harsh
I
reality for a lot of women,
mm,
especially before our generation. Those that are still like the baby boomers and those who are dealing with those things.
mm,
If they didn't have no insurance policy, there are a lot of people are moving in with their kids and doing all these things because they just did not prepare. They didn't prepare.
and
That sucks.
it's I seen a quote that said, if you rely on somebody to feed you, that means they can starve you.
Hell yeah.
Like, I don't I just wouldn't want the woman I end up with to be in a compromised position because something happened to me.
I
Like, I
know someone who, I mean, this is the controlling thing, and also this is a marriage, and this is definitely past dating, right? But
mm,
I know someone who lost their job because they didn't pass their state exam to be able to keep the job to get licensed. To get licensed to be able to keep the job. They had like a period that they could do it. They exceeded the period, and they ended up losing the job. Part of the reason that they lost the job is because they couldn't get their husband to watch their kids long enough or get their kids together long enough to study, right? Um, when she lost her job, he was the one that was the breadwinner at that point, and he punished her by not giving any money, leaving with the car, with the kids all day, all kinds of shit. And I
that's so
mean,
trash.
but these types of things you would notice in dating, though. You would. If you
Yeah.
really put everything together and get past the smoke and mirrors of, oh my God, the sex is good. I have my infatuation with this new person who's giving me like we're going on these great dates because it's fun in the beginning. So I don't
Hmm.
know that you have issues with women who make more
Right.
money than you. I don't know that. I don't know that you have mommy issues, if you will, that you think that whatever you do is okay because your mom said it was okay. Like, and this is what this person is to her. Like, and so, I just feel like communication and paying attention to people and what they do, it will save a lot of heartache. But we always want things to be a certain way rather than actually see how they actually are.
I mean
And
that goes back to what I was saying. Like you be rooting for you're rooting for the person to be better on but they usually don't.
they're not better. They're
Yeah.
not. They're not. But there's always that one. That's why we keep trying, because eventually we end up getting them. Eventually.
Why are you lying to me, Morgan?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just talking about myself.
Oh.
About me.
On that note, I think we're just gonna go ahead and end it here. You can find me on all the socials here at Alonzo Jules. One day I'll get this right. Yeah, there we go, Alonzo Jules. Um, you can find Marlena.
Same. All social media. At
Uh,
wait, that one, Prissy Pinkston. Oh wait, what I don't
Priest,
know. I'm
yeah,
Prissy Pinkston, and
also,
yay.
yeah, you can check out Arosha Entertainment as well. Support them.
.com.
Check them
We're
out.
up and running.
.com.
ArrestEntertainment.com.
RoshaEntertainment.com. Check out all her artists on Spotify as well. So for Marlena Anderson, this is AJ Graham. We will see you on the flip side. Thank you for joining us.
Bye.